On today's video we're talking about maps, the DJI maps and the local aviation maps that you should be using when you're flying your drone. Now this is now something which within Europe it is changing within DJI, and they're removing many of the no-fly zones which have been very, let's say, not useful, and some have been useful. But I'm going to tell you why you should never trust the DJI maps and always trust your aviation maps. Hi everyone, Stephen from the Flyby guys. Good to see you again. And today we're talking about the maps on DJI. So obviously when you get your drone and you're flying it, and you obviously want to make sure that you're flying in the right area, sometimes you don't even, you're not aware where you should be flying. And this is very important because most of the no-fly zones on the DJI map are not actually there. Some of them are there, but some are not. But really, I mean, I've never ever actually trusted any of the maps. Anyway, before we get into this, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, because it's very important that we get this video out to everyone so that we can stop people from getting into trouble, because that's what I'll be getting into here, because some people are getting into trouble, getting heavy fines when they don't understand exactly what is going on when it comes to this. So give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we'll keep you updated with all that's going on in the drone world. So let's have a look at the DJI map here. And so if I want to open this up, so this is Helsinki that we are in right now. And we can see here that there are a few main no-fly zones. Now one of the main ones here is this one, which is actually the President's Castle. And if we compare that with what we have in the other map, which is the local Finnish one, and this is from a company called Fluke, and they are doing all the airspace for drones and whatnot. But if we compare this to what we have on DJI, you can see that it's not quite the same, because here we have the main one, here we have the main one, but there is one down here, and this is something which is actually you shouldn't be flying, because as far as I'm aware is one of the security and intelligence, so you shouldn't be flying there. And you can see that it's not showing up on the DJI map. Now I was actually flying there recently in this area, and I'll show you exactly where I was flying. I was flying here, so I took off from this location and then I was flying around, and you can see here from the DJI map, from the flight log, you can see where I was flying, and you can see that there, obviously on that the log's not showing, but you can see here that I was about, I think it's about 70 meters away from this no-fly zone, and I was 7 meters away from this no-fly zone, so I was cutting it very fine. And I do know that there is counter UAS in this area, so if I were to have flown over just a little bit, I would have got into trouble. And I know of some instances where people have been getting into trouble from actually flying in this area. There was one very, very recently where two drones were flying. One of those drones was in the no-fly zone, and none of those drones were actually broadcasting remote ID. So this was nothing to do with remote ID. It was purely down to aeroscope. So this is why, again, you should be very careful where you fly, because you can get into serious trouble if you fly. But if I look at where I am right now, so my actual location, which is the Flyby Guys office, you can see here that I am very close to another no-fly zone, and this is the Finnish Parliament. So there I'm literally 90 meters away from this no-fly zone. So again, I always have to be very careful. But again, if I look at the DJI map here, I can see that this no-fly zone is not even visible here at all. So this is where I am, and this is a no-fly zone here. It's not even showing up. So always be very careful where you fly, because you may well get into serious trouble. Sometimes you can get like a couple of €1,000 fine. You may well get your drone confiscated as well. So never trust the DJI maps. Now I know that they're taking away a few things here. So again, if I want to look at the DJI map here, we have the Olympic Stadium here. There's a no-fly zone, and you can open this up very easily. But again, if I go to our local Fluke, this is okay. I can actually fly here, so it's fine. So we don't have the update yet, which will take away those no-fly zones, but it is coming. And I do welcome that, because it's a bit annoying when you get those notifications all the time. So I hope this was helpful. Please make sure, whatever country you're in, always check your no-fly zones. Make sure that you find that application for that country. There are quite a few out there. You know, most of them are backed by Frequentis or even Altitude Angel, and also others as well. So and they get updated regularly, every day. So one day you might find that it's okay, the next day that same location could well be a no-fly zone for whatever reason. It could be military, it could be something else. Always check. That way you won't get into trouble, and you'll always fly safe. See you next time.